Give her, boys.
Canada, say ooh-ah, Canada. Ooh-ah, Canada, say ooh-ah, Canada. Ooh-ah, Canada, say ooh-ah, Canada.
Pretty disappointing weekend to be a soccer fan in Toronto. First off, the Canada-Peru game was pretty disheartening for a couple of reasons, and I'll touch on it very briefly. I know it's a TFC blog, but I was at the game on Saturday, Canada versus Peru, and I just wanted to touch on it very briefly. De Guzman, pretty average game. Didn't really look to be didn't really turn out to be the difference maker. Dero once again played his usual strong game. Nana Adekora, can somebody please explain to me why he did not see one single second in the Canada versus Peru game on Saturday, when he certainly could have been used down in Frisco, Texas, as TFC played in the evening that very same day, of course, against FC Dallas, and lost 1-0. And I'll get to the Dallas game in a second. I've heard a couple of things in the press. Supposedly there was either a paperwork snafu with the CSA that led to Nana not being able to play. Other sources are saying that it was an issue where Hart just didn't really think he was of the quality that was needed for the game on Saturday based on how he was looking in practice. In either circumstance, the CSA should have just put the boy on a plane and sent him to Dallas. It just doesn't augur well for a continued smooth relationship between the club and between the CSA if a valuable resource in a game which frankly he could have been used in is not used. Where does that leave that relationship? I think Stephen Hart, for whatever reason, whether it was a mistake or whether it was by choice, I think he sort of set back the relationship between Toronto FC and the Canadian Soccer Association pretty significantly on Saturday night by, for whatever inexplicable reason, not choosing to play or release Nana Adekora.
Simeon Johnson!
So we leave there, we go to the food building, I get some 99-cent spaghetti, I hop on the subway, and I go right to the pub to watch the second disappointment of the evening, which was, of course, TFC losing to FC Dallas 1-0. Regular viewers/readers probably had a chance to see what I wrote on Friday before the game on Saturday in regards to, on paper, TFC not really having much of a chance in that game. But with a lot of effort and with a lot of belief, they could have gotten something from the game. And I stand by that. And I think the result that we actually saw on Saturday night in Dallas actually certainly spoke to the effort, but it also spoke, of course, to the lack of quality. Striking, I should say, when O'Brien White, who overall had a pretty good game, a lot of effort, a lot of pace, a lot of hard work all night, when he has two chances to score and maybe get TFC a hugely valuable point, and one on an absolutely open header that he should have absolutely put away, actually speaks to the fact that not only does Toronto not have enough quality up front now, but we're coming to the end of 4 years. Have we ever had that quality up front before? And I know a certain ginger-haired man from Glasgow who definitely has to answer that question. So, they're in Chicago right now. They being TFC, play the Chicago Fire this Wednesday evening at 8:30. The three players that were with Canada, Atacora, that I mentioned, of course, off the top, Julian de Guzman and Captain Dwayne De Rosario, are in Chicago as we speak, practicing with the club, and they expect to play on Wednesday evening. And as the games tick down, with only 8 left to go, we're no longer in the we've got some wiggle room stage of the season. Tomorrow is an absolute must-win. A must-win from a team that has 1 win, 1 draw, and 8 defeats on the road this year. It's a tough ask. It's a very, very tough ask for TFC to get anything from this game, but they've put themselves in the position right now where they simply have to. The effort on Saturday night was there. The quality wasn't there, so we're getting some quality back. If the effort can be matched from what was put on display by a lot of those, plumber players of the Adrian Can, Ty Harden, Hilk, and Harden, by the way, had a second good game in a row. The goal that came scored by a certain Dallas striker who I'll never mention, who I absolutely hate, who used to play for Toronto, and our coach at the time said, "I can't believe how you scored 100 goals in this league." That guy, who I'm never going to mention by name, scored the goal on a give and go and a bad play from Nick Garcia, who overall, again, the last couple of games has been pretty decent. Again, if Nana and Harden are back there instead of Garcia, maybe the game would have been different. I don't know. But there we have it, right? So, 8 games left in MLS. 3 away, 5 at home. 3 at home, 5 away. Chicago away on Wednesday, which is an absolute must-win. Anything less than 3 points right now is an absolute dagger in the heart of TFC's chances of making the Major League Soccer playoffs. It goes without saying that a home game against, on paper, the worst team in Major League Soccer, DC United, this coming Saturday, is an absolute must-win as well. But boy, it doesn't get easier, does it? 7 games, 3 in the Champions League and 4 in MLS over the next 22 days. This is where it comes. This is where it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to the next 2 games, for starters, to keep themselves in the hunt. Anything less than 6 points to get them up to 33 and give themselves a fighting chance of getting up to 40 is going to be an absolute dagger, an absolute.
Kids have caught some offside there. The assistant got it pretty much right. For second Brian goal, boy, was he ever exposed. There's not much he can do there. Really exposed. There's a little
I'll have some more info up on the blog in the next couple of days about what I think, no matter what happens at the end of the season, TFC 2011 has to do in order to move this club along. And I'm also going to have, of course, a video blog up on Wednesday after the very, very crucial game in Chicago against the Fire on Wednesday evening. So again, thanks for your views, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.